With the diversity of Philippine languages, we can find different ways to pluralize nouns. But let's discuss first a relevant grammatical feature. For nouns, several Philippine languages have case markers that indicate whether the noun is personal or common. These are put before the noun and usually required in sentences. Of course, we will not discuss the actual cases here. Also, we'll only focus on pluralizing common nouns, like from cat to cats. Now let's begin with way number 1, plural marker. So the well-known example is mga. As being shown in our tables so far, it is found in Tagalog, Bicol languages, Visayan languages, Mansakan languages, Agotaynan, and probably many more. In other languages, especially those with less Spanish influence, the full form is still written. Examples include Tausug, Sangir or Sangil, and Danau languages. Now let's go with examples of mga. I don't speak any of the languages here, so I cannot guarantee the accuracy of the examples, and my sources are in the description below. I apologize in advance for mispronouncing the words here. We have a sentence in Agotaynan, a language spoken in Agotaya Island in Palawan. Tumabang amo ang mga pamagobra ang koma. Or in English, help those who are working in the field. This is a command sentence, and the one being commanded is y'all. We have mga here, and it pluralizes pamagobra ang koma, for those who are working in the field. Then we have another sentence from Tausug, which is the language spoken in Sulu Archipelago and surrounding regions. Tahay na in mga badyu haboran, or in English, the clothes on the clothesline are already dry. We also have here mga, but it's written in full form, and it pluralizes badyu, or clothed. There are other plural markers aside from mga. We have here sentence in Tiboli, which is a language spoken in South Cotabato and surrounding regions. Ton mekem kafal be kilil mohin. Or, we saw the ships at the edge of the ocean. Here the plural marker is kem, and it pluralizes kafal, or ship. Then an Ivatan sentence. Ivatan is from the other extreme, as in north, the northernmost province in the Philippines, Batanes. Mian kono kay Chowa sa daw o datdwa ka may kaivan. Now the plural marker is sa, but this time I do not understand it fully. I just think that it pluralizes daw, or there, instead of dadwa ka may kaivan, or two friends, because dadwa already indicates plurality. So let's go to the second way, which is the ka-an affix. Now, this is more like a collective and only works on special cases. We have an example from Cebuano, from tao to katauhan, or human to people or mankind. And another example from Pangasinan, layag to kalayagan, or from ear to ears. Now let's go to the third way, which is reduplication. This is common in Northern Luzon language group. We have examples from Ilocano, the major language spoken in Ilocos region and is the lingua franca of Northern Luzon. We have from balasang to babbalasang, or young woman to young women. This is C1 v C1 reduplication, wherein the first consonant of the word is repeated. Then we have balay to balbalay, or from house to houses. This one, on the other hand, is C1 v C2 reduplication. Note that balay can also be pluralized to babbalay, following C1 v C1 reduplication. And lastly, we have ubing to ubing, or from child to children. This time, only the second consonant is repeated. We have another example from Pangasinan, which is the main language of Pangasinan province in northern Luzon. We have pising, which is vegetable, to pisi-pising, vegetables. This one is almost full reduplication, C1, V1, C2, V2 reduplication. We also have sentences here in Ibanag, a language spoken in Cagayan and Isabela provinces, still in northern Luzon. Naggafut tatotoka yari totolay irata baryo, or the people in the barrio caught frogs. Now we have actually two forms or two ways of pluralization here. First is reduplication of toka, which means frog, to tutoka, frogs. Also have reduplication on totolay, from tolay, human. And we also have ira, the plural marker. This shows that a language can have multiple strategies of pluralizing nouns, even in a single sentence. We also have megafu tanetura ingagangagan no talangi, or because your names are written in heaven. This is similar to the earlier Pangasinan example of C1, V1, C2, V2 reduplication. Reduplication is not restricted to Northern Luzon group. Here we have examples from Sambal, a Central Luzon language spoken in the Sambales province. So we have from libro, book, to lao libro, books. This is C1 au reduplication, wherein au is always there. Then we have bolong, leaf, to bao bolong, leaves. Amazing. It's amazing. Instead of a separate word as plural marker, why not have separate marker for plural common nouns? That's what Kapampangan does. Here's an example. Ing pe kamalawot karing pintalan kung lugal yapin ing Olongapu. Or in English, the furthest of all places I've gone is Olongapo. So the plural case marker here is kareng, which means to the plural or at the something plural or on the something plural. It is the plural form of king, as shown in the table. Now, if you do not have a separate word as plural marker, what about demonstrative pronouns? How do you express plurals there? And the answer is, they have separate forms for singular and plural demonstrative pronouns. Another amazing thing. If this is becoming complicated, there are actually patterns here. As you can see, there's something like a de prefix and an r infix. For example, from ing to ding, from king to karing, there's an r infix there, and from kanini to kareni. Yeah, I say here prefix and infix, but these are not proper affixes anymore because these are fossilized. That can be a theory that these quote-unquote affixes were once productive but now it's stuck. Kapampangan is not the only Philippine language that employs this strategy. Here's Ilocano with its own common plural case markers, and hence, Ilocano also has plural demonstrative pronouns. Beyond pluralizing nouns, Philippine languages also plural adjectives like Tagalog, maganda, beautiful, to magaganda. And they also plural verbs like Bicol, binakal, bought, to binarakal. If you notice the infix R, this is similar to the Kapampangan quote-unquote infix that I mentioned earlier. This is why I thought of the theory earlier that the Kapampangan plural case markers are once infixed. One thing to notice is that full reduplication, like something like lalaki to lalaki-lalaki, are not present in my data. Are there any Philippine languages that I haven't mentioned that has this strategy? Also, we saw the infix R in many places. Is there any Philippine languages that have infix R in the nouns themselves as a strategy? I saw a word in Hiligaynon that maybe looks like it, but I'm not sure. This is mysterious. Lastly, in your languages, how does it pluralize nouns?